Hi, welcome to Holy Humor number 10. They haven't kicked me out yet. Okay, so we begin with a couple of Ole and Lena jokes. Ole wore both of his winter jackets when he painted his house last July. The directions on the can said, put on 2 coats. Lars, Ole, stand in front of my car and tell me if the signals are working. Ole, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Lena was being interviewed for a job as a maid for the very wealthy Mrs. Diamond, who asked her, do you have any religious views? No, said Lena, but I've got some really nice pictures of Norway. Lars was staggering home after a night in the tavern. Can you imagine? A Lutheran minister saw him and offered to help him get home safely. As they approached the house, Lars asked the minister to step inside for a moment. He explained, I want Lena to see who I've been out with. Ole and Sven grabbed their poles and headed out to do some ice fishing. As they were auguring a hole in the ice, they heard a loud voice from above say, there are no fish under the ice. Ole and Sven moved about 25 feet over and started to make another hole. The voice said a little stronger, there are no fish under the ice. They both looked around and then looked up. Ole said in a humble voice, are you God? And the voice spoke back, no, you idiots, I'm the ice rink attendant. Okay, Ole died. So Lena went to the local paper to put a notice in the obituaries. The gentleman at the counter, after offering his condolences, asked Lena what she would like to say about Ole. Lena replied, you just put Ole died. The gentleman, somewhat perplexed, said, that's it? Just Ole died? Surely there must be something more you'd like to say about Ole. If it's money you're concerned about, the first 5 words are free. We must say something more. So Lena pondered a few minutes and finally said, okay, put down Ole died, boat for sale. Ole and Sven were taking a vacation in Sven's new camper. As usual, they became lost and were wandering around a strange town trying to find the highway. Sven was just staring down a grade to go under a bridge when he slams on the brakes. Ole, what the heck do you do that for, Sven? Sven, that sign there says low bridge. No vehicles over 12 feet high. This here camper is 13 feet. Ole, for Thor's sake, Sven, there ain't no cops around. Just hit the gas pedal and go for it. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just terrible. It seems there was a 9-year-old named Danny who came bursting out of Sunday school like a wild stallion. His eyes were darting in every direction as he tried to locate his mom and dad. Finally, after a quick search, he grabbed his dad by the leg and yelled, man, the story of Moses and all those people crossing the Red Sea was great. His father looked down, smiled, and asked the boy to tell him about it. Well, the Israelites got out of Egypt, but Pharaoh and his army chased after them. So the Jews ran as fast as they could until they got to the Red Sea. The Egyptian army was getting closer and closer. So Moses got on his walkie-talkie and told the Israeli Air Force to bomb the Egyptians. While that was happening, the Israeli Navy built a pontoon bridge so the people could cross over. They made it. By now, old Dad was shocked. Is that the way they teach you the story? Well, no, not exactly, Danny admitted. But if I told you the way they told it to us, you'd never believe it, Dad. A flood was on its way, forcing everyone to evacuate. The police rode up to this most pious woman in town and said, ma'am, you have to leave this house. People are dying out here. The woman replied, "No, I'm not leaving. God has always helped me before, and he will do it again." So as the water started to rise, she went to the second story of the house. Another boat came by, and the captain yelled, "Ma'am, you have to get on this boat or you're going to drown." The woman replied again, "No, God helped me before and he will do it again." The water rose even higher. This time she went to the top of the roof, where a helicopter came and hovered overhead. The pilot called into his loudspeaker, "Please climb aboard, ma'am. You are going to drown." The woman sniffed and again replied, "God is going to save me." But the water rose higher, and soon she drowned to death. She went to heaven, and there she asked God, "God, why didn't you save me?" And God replied, "I did help. I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter." Stupid woman. No, it's all of us who don't take the advice of God with people helping us. A businessman was in a great deal of trouble. Poor guy, his business was failing. He had put everything he had into the business. He owed everybody. It was so bad, he was even contemplating suicide. As a last resort, he went to a pastor and poured out the story with tears and woe. When he had finished, the pastor said, "Here's what I want you to do. Put a beach chair and your Bible in the car, drive down to the beach. Take the beach chair and the Bible to the water's edge, sit down in the beach chair and put the Bible in your lap. Open the Bible. The wind will rifle the pages, but finally the open Bible will come to rest on a page. Look down at that page and read the first thing you see. That will be your answer. That will tell you what to do." So said the pastor to this man. A year later, the businessman went back to the pastor and brought his wife and children with him. He was driving one fancy car. The man was in a new custom-tailored suit, his wife in a flashy coat. The children were shining. The businessman pulled an envelope stuffed with money out of his pocket, gave it to the pastor as a donation in thanks for his advice. The pastor recognized the benefactor and was curious. "You did as I suggested?" he asked. "Absolutely," replied the businessman. "You went to the beach?" "Absolutely." "You sat in a beach chair with the Bible in your lap?" "Absolutely." "You let the pages rifle until they stopped?" "Absolutely." "And what were the first words you saw?" Chapter 11. A man named Jack was walking along a steep cliff one day when he accidentally got too close to the edge and fell. On the way down, he grabbed a branch which temporarily stopped his fall. He looked down and to his horror saw that the canyon fell straight down for more than 1,000 feet. He was in a predicament. He couldn't hang on to the branch forever. There was no way for him to climb up the steep wall of the cliff. So Jack began yelling for help, hoping that someone passing by would hear him and lower a rope or something. "Help! Help! Is anyone up there? Help!" He yelled for a long time, but no one heard him. He was about to give up when he heard a voice. "Jack! Jack! Can you hear me?" Yes, I can hear you. I'm down here." "I can see you, Jack. Are you all right?" "Yes, but who are you and where are you?" "I am the Lord, Jack. I'm everywhere." "The Lord? You mean God?" "That's me." "God, please help me. I promise. If you'll get me down from here, I'll stop sinning. I'll be a really good person. I'll serve you for the rest of my life." "Easy on the promises, Jack. Let's get you off of there first, then we can talk." "Now, here's what I want you to do. Listen carefully," God says. "I'll do anything, Lord. Just tell me what to do." "Okay, let go of the branch." "What?" "I said, let go of the branch, Jack. Trust me, let go." There was a long silence. Finally, Jack yelled, "Help! Help! Is anyone else up there?" Here's some more bloopers from bulletins around the country. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget all his benefits. Instead of forget not his benefits. A hymn was listed as, I am thin, O God. I'm thine, O God. I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, even though he diets, yet shall he live. Dies, yet shall he live. A hymn is listed, I need 3 every hour. Instead of I need thee every hour. The person is really pretty well smashed. My joke is easy and my burden is light. Instead of my yoke. A hymn of response. Crown him with many crowns. When parking on the north side of the church, please remember to park on an angle. Jean will be leading a weight management series Wednesday nights. She's used the program herself and has been growing like crazy. The concert held in the fellowship hall was a great success. Special thanks are due to the minister's daughter who labored the whole evening at the piano, which as usual fell upon her. Depends on how you say it. Hymn number 43, Great God, what do I see here? The preacher is listed as the Reverend Horace Blodgett. And then a hymn follows, number 47. Hark, an awful voice is sounding. Those poor pastors. Oh, yes. The choir invites any member of the congregation who enjoys singing to join the choir. Our next song is Angels We Have Heard Get High. Okay, I love this illustration because it just fits so many of us. It's titled, Whose Voice Do You Listen To? And it's titled also, The Old Man and His Donkey. There is an old fable that has been passed down for generations that tells about an elderly man who is traveling with a boy and a donkey. As they walked through a village, the man was leading the donkey and the boy was walking behind. The townspeople said the old man was a fool for not riding. So to please them, he climbed up on the animal's back. When they came to the next village, the people said the old man was cruel to let the child walk while he enjoyed the ride. So to please them, he got off and set the boy on the animal's back and continued on his way. In the third village, people accused the child of being lazy for making the old man walk, and the suggestion was made that they both ride. So the man climbed on and they set off again. In the fourth village, the frustrated old man was last seen carrying the donkey down the road. Be careful whose voice you listen to. The world we live in is powerful and has a seductive voice. And our last interesting tidbit for today's Holy Humor, is a kindergarten teacher was observing her classroom of children while they drew. She would occasionally walk around to see each child's artwork. As she came to one little girl who was walking diligently, she asked what the drawing was. And the girl replied, I'm drawing God. The teacher paused and said, but no one knows what God looks like. Without missing a beat or looking up from her drawing, the girl replied, they will in a minute. So, God bless you this week, and may you find humor in the setting around you and laugh, because laughter is a good medicine. God bless you. Until next time.